that are still at work who cannot make it. Okay, so if you're part of this group, these are the following apps that you should have. And maybe either, Rosalia, maybe you can type them out for me. The first one is Swipe Option. So if you are part of, if you came in before this week, you may remember it as HFX swipes. So Swipe Option is literally HFX swipe. The next thing you should have downloaded is Swipe Coin. Swipe Coin. The next app you should have downloaded is I Am Blaze. I Am Blaze. So with Swipe Coin, we use it in MetaTrader 4. Swipe Coin, we use it in MetaTrader 4. Swipe Coin is just primarily crypto. Okay. With I Am Blaze, we also use it in MetaTrader 4, but it is not for crypto, but for Forex. Anybody confused so far? I want to make sure everybody catches this. So, and now Swipe Option is for the old style of trading, which is you can use the broker such as Vide Forex, pocket options. Okay, so now anybody confused on that? That's very important. That way you know what's going on. I know there's many apps, but trust me when I say it's nice to have all those options of making money, because if the crypto is doing well, you can go in and get some money from there. If somebody has given us a trade for Forex, then we can use MetaTrader 4 with I Am Blaze, and then HFX swipes. We can use Swipe Coin with pocket options. Okay, so that's super important to know, because I know they all came in at the same time, so it got really confusing. I personally had to learn. So I will share my screen to just show you how we take the trades. So we are going to start with, let's just start with Swipe Option. Let's start with Swipe Option. I'm just going to pull up the first trade that comes out. And then we will take a trade together. So I will share my screen. And if you can, turn on your videos. We want to see your beautiful faces. I do very well with more energy, and I like seeing faces. Okay, if you're able to, if you're not driving, please turn on your video. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen now on my phone, and then I will show you how this is done. It's very simple. You just have to, once you get to know what you're doing, it's pretty easy. And then also maybe later on, maybe Rose, you can help me. I can show them the videos that have been recorded by the school on how to take these trades. Okay, that way you have a video coming directly from the school. Because all we're doing is we're watching the video, and then we just come here and we tell you, right? Just to help you out. But definitely the school is providing all the videos. There's not even a need for going on YouTube, because the school has everything. I trust the school more than I would trust YouTube with anything. So make sure, if you think about, oh, where can I get a video? You're thinking about where in the school can I get a video, not YouTube in it, okay? The only thing I would think that they would not have is maybe when you start thinking about brokers, they're not going to have that, because they have to be super careful. They don't want to align themselves with any brokers. So this is Swipe Option. Remember, Swipe Option is for the HFX trading, high frequency trading, which means that you can use a pocket option or Vide Forex or IQ whatever those brokers are. Okay, so now the only thing I need here is I need to just know the pair or the asset, which is Australian dollar, Japanese yen, right? So I just need to know that. I need to also know that the order type is a put, meaning I'm clicking the red button. right? Easy. And then the only other thing I need here is how long is my trade? You can take this trade for 5 minutes, or you can take this trade for 15 minutes. When you're brand new, just take one trade for 5 minutes. Just take it for 5 minutes, okay? And then once you see the behavior of the trade, then you can decide if you want to start taking two. Even personally, I don't even take two right now. I just take one. I just take one, okay? And then Rose, help me remember talking about the trading plan.
What do you mean the trading plan?
Like the compound interest.
Oh.
I wrote, yeah, that way we can help people know the growth percentages per day.
Oh, you want me to screen or something?
No, I was saying just remind me before the end of the call we covered.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. Okay, so trading plan, and then we said FRX videos. Okay. All right. So now the other thing is you're going to notice something. If you were used to the old style, you may notice that there's two zones. There's potential entries on 1, potential entries on 2. I know this was confusing to some people, right? All this means is, guess what? The school cannot, they don't have a license to say they are financial advisors, right? So they have to give you a range. So they're just giving you the zone areas where the trade can be taken. And if you've watched your graphs, which we're going to watch together in HFX, what you're going to realize is that the price kind of moves around quite a bit. Okay. The price moves around quite a bit. So my understanding is this: I can either take a trade with this as long as everything aligns. And I'll tell you what I mean by everything aligns, because we follow a very specific strategy called double blessing strategy. So if you have your phone available, you can pull up Hourglass or Trading View, it's good. If not, definitely, you can take the trade, and the percentage wins are really, really high. Okay. So the way I always say is, if I don't have maybe my phone or my computer next to me, and I'm not able to clarify like the double blessing strategy, then what I end up doing is just that I take us a little bit of money, right? I wouldn't put I would not put like a $5,000 on one of the trades if I didn't have visibility of the other tools. Does that make sense? You can take a smaller trade, and only because we're very biased with the double blessing strategy, we know how well it works. That's the reason why I say that. Otherwise, these trades are really good. Okay. Any questions on this screen? Okay. No question, but I want to ask a question then. Nobody asked this question, so I'm going to ask, who do I pick on? Because nobody asked this question, I want to ask this question. Magdalene. On the bottom of this screen, there is something written 612 to 670, bearish idea. What does bearish mean? You can type it out if you can't talk. Nobody else tell her. Magdalene?
Oh, sorry, I'm driving. I can't even type.
What does a bear market mean?
I think that means that it's good. That's a good time to.
So if I had an option of clicking a put or a call, which button would I be clicking if it's a bearish market?
If you had an option to repeat that.
So if I told you take this trade and it's bearish, and I had the option of the put or call button, which button should I click on?
Oh.
You can just try. No problem. We can help you, okay? So I'm going to call Miss Kamai. Who's Miss Kamai? Miss Kamai. When I say the market is bearish, what does that mean?
Me. I think it means encouraging.
It means what?
Encouraging?
Okay, it means put or a sell. Bear, put, and sell is the same thing. Okay?
Okay.
Put, bear, and sell is the same thing. So that means that when you go into your broker, you're clicking the red button that is the put button. So in case they did not say, if up here order type they wrote sell, you know it's the red button. If they wrote bearish, you know it's the red button. If they write put, you know it's the red button. Okay. So I'm glad we talked about that. Good job trying out though. Okay. All right. Let me see what else I can ask here. Nothing else. Okay. So now I'm gonna take this trade and I'm gonna ask some of you to just unmute yourself. Okay. And whoever is not driving, by the way, you can't just now all start saying I'm driving. So whoever is not driving, you're gonna help us, like we're gonna help each other take this trade together. Now I'm gonna start with Beatrice. You happen to be the first person on my screen. Where do I go to take this trade? What broker can I use for this trade?
Can you open?
It's open.
Okay.
You can talk.
Okay.
I
Is it the
unmuted.
swipe
We're not
option
driving
too?
and I unmuted.
Is that the swipe option team?
Oh, you mean the,
Yes.
okay. Oh
What?
my goodness, look at all those people.
What broker can I use?
The one we've been using on our practices is
Oh, I see.
pocket option.
Yes, good job. Because there's many brokers, right? So we need to identify, okay, this kind of trade, which broker can we use? So yes, pocket option is one option. If you have Byte Forex, it's another option. If you have IQ Cent is another option. So good job with that.
Okay, so
by the way, Beatrice has only been here what? Have you finished even a week?
No, this is my first
She's not
time.
even here a week. Yeah.
No.
Good job. Good job. Good
So-
job. Okay.
You mentioned what? I have a question.
Yeah.
You mentioned a pocket option and a number of other choices. I only know of pocket option. So what were the other
Yeah.
ones that you mentioned?
Yeah, so pocket option seems to be the nicer one in terms of like, you being able to withdraw money and not having any issues. Pocket options is a better one. Byte Forex is also good. Byte Forex. So Rose, can you type in Byte Forex if you're able to? But you only need one. You just need one and you're good. But Byte Forex is
chat.
one of them.
I typed already on the chat.
You typed it? Okay, on the chat. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, Byte Forex is another option. Okay. All right. So we're gonna take this trade together. So we know that entry levels are 89.612 or 89.670, right? So we're really hoping that the market is exactly around the same area, which it might not be because this trade is a little old. The other question people ask is, okay, can I take this trade right now? No, you cannot take this trade right now because it came in at 4 o'clock, my local time. So it's old. That means the market has transitioned from this idea to something different. So you take the trade immediately. If you're able to take the trade immediately, then you're better off knowing that the accuracy is a little bit high, okay? So I will share my screen and we take this trade together. Trust me, it's easy. Very, very easy.
I have another question.
Yeah.
You mentioned that this trade is old. How do we know when it's old? After an hour, after 2 hours? What kind of window of time?
Yeah, you're gonna see the time punch on the top right. You're gonna see if you scroll on your app, you're gonna see it says California time. It should have been 2 o'clock, right?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So when is it old?
It's old if it's more than 10 minutes. So you have to react right away. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah. And you're gonna notice, like, if you come in a little later, the numbers are not even matching with what the broker, the trader told us. So that's how you know you shouldn't be taking that trade. Okay. So I'm going to show you, this is going to look a little different from pocket options. I use Byte Forex, okay? It doesn't matter which broker you use as long as you feel comfortable with it, okay? So in this case, it was odd JPY. I'm just going to come here and select odd JPY, okay? And then if you look at the trade, it said 5 minutes. So I'm just going to come here and select 5 minutes, okay? Now, the other thing we know, it's a bearish market. So it's the put button. The way I memorize the put being bearish, I just would see an image of bears dancing, okay? I had just come from Montana for holiday. And so we were looking for bear when I was learning about, you know, this trading thing. And so in my head, I was like, okay, put is a bear dancing and it's the same as sell. That's how I memorized it in my head. And now obviously it's second nature, okay? So now how do we take this trade? Very easy. Now we know it's 5 minutes. We've set the 5 minutes. We've selected all JPY. And then now we're just gonna look at this number here. And this number might appear different on pocket option, but just look for where the trade is right now. In this case, we're looking for 89.612. If you look right now, obviously, because the trade is a little old, it's 89.925, 923. And once it aligns as close as possible, then I just click the put button, okay? I want to stop here for 2 seconds. Please write this down and don't let this confuse you. Think about it this way. My mother used to own a shop. Actually, they call them grocery store or supermarket. Actually, Beatrice has met my mom. So if you're a shopkeeper and you're trying to sell something to make a profit, right? You're trying to sell something. Remember, sell, put. The higher the price, the higher the price of the item, the more likely you're going to make more profit. Okay? It's the same thing when it comes to trading. So as long as you've reacted within a few minutes of getting the trade, if you're coming in here and this trade is at, you are expecting it to be at 89.612 and it's 89.705. Click that put button as fast as you can, as long as you've reacted right away. Why? The higher it is in pricing for a bearish market, the better it is for you, because the market is going to plunge all the way down to make you it's not going to add money. It's just going to help you stay away from the cutoff line as much as possible. Just know that, you know, right now it may not make sense. Just think about it. If I get a trade, it's 89.612. I react immediately. I come in, I look at the 3 minutes and I see it's 89.750, 89.705 or something. Take that trade. Okay. So you don't necessarily, and that's a little advanced, you don't necessarily have to wait for the 89.612 as long as you are good in timing. Anybody confused on that? The higher the price, the better it is for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
More likely than it's going
All right. Makes sense, right? Okay. Any questions? I'm going to pause here because I don't want anybody being left behind on taking these trades. Please, nobody, everybody should be taking these trades and making a lot of money every single day. I don't want anybody left behind. I'm going to pause here for 1 minute. Questions?
Yeah, quick question, Janey. So
Yeah.
if the entry price is, it says 89.612 or 89.70, so you can only enter that trade if it's in between those numbers, but you can you can enter in anywhere in between there, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then, so if my time is 5 minutes, once, and the trade keeps going up, once my 5 minutes is done, then what happens?
Well, the trade keeps going up. Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, so if the trade keeps going up, so I took it between 612 and 670, and now it's, like you said, 705. So the time, what's the significance of the time? I guess that's what I'm asking.
Okay, yeah, good question.
5 minutes
So,
that you put in.
yeah, good question. So once you start to study the candles, you're going to realize that the candles are 5 minutes. So the market reacts within 5 minutes.
Mhm.
So the candlesticks usually change direction in 5 minutes. They may stay the same direction,
Mhm.
but that's the reason why 5 minutes is significant, because the market is very calculated. Every 5 minutes, something happens. Every 5 minutes, something happens. And that's the reason why it's significant.
So during, I'm sorry, people. So why, when you're copying and pasting, the time is not necessarily a factor, or
Which time? This 5 minutes?
the 5 minutes? Yeah.
It's a factor because your trade is only going to run for 5 minutes, and then it executes itself, and then it shuts down.
Oh,
it's like
okay, I
done.
see. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I have to ask some of the traders here. Is Carol in here?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think so.
That's not in here. I was just gonna ask. I did take notice that they no longer have fixed time on here, which is interesting.
Oh, they
Okay.
took it up.
Yeah, I don't see it on here. It's not an option. Okay, so that's how we take a swipe option trade. Easy, straightforward, nothing to think too much about. You see the prices aligning, you come in, you take your trade, period. It's not hard. It is not hard. Don't overthink it. I also want to say this, please pay attention to this. It's very important. You want to take anywhere from 20 to 50 documented trades and write down the observation. Did I win that trade? Where did I take it? Because that's the only way you're gonna figure out if you're learning. Okay. So let's say if you take a trade, you're like, shoot, I just took that trade. It said 89.612, but I lost it. Like, what's going on with that? You document it, right? And then what we can do is in calls like this, we can look at the actual trade. You can tell us what date the trade was, right? If it was swipe option, and then we can try to figure out, okay, if you're losing a lot of trades, then we have something to go back to. That way you're not just clicking around and not documenting what you're doing, because you're never going to learn, right? So if you're brand new, 20 to 50 trades with documentation. I took this trade, I won. I took this trade, I won. I took this trade, I lost. Why did I lose? You can try figure out, you can try reverse engineer yourself and kind of say, okay, did I take it on time? Was it off? Was it on time? And then now you're learning. That's what I did. For me, I was told to take 100, and I was not happy about that, but it works. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna switch gears, and we're gonna show IM Blaze trades. Okay. So I'm gonna jump in here, and I'm gonna share my screen. And I will show you. So this is IM Blaze. Okay. Why do we have so many apps? Because there's so many options of making money. Easy. And so now this is IM Blaze. Can somebody tell me, or chat, or everybody chat in there, IM Blaze, what brokers can we use? Where do we take IM Blaze trades? Type it in the chat room.
4, ready?
Yeah, MT4.
MT4. Yes. Okay. Can you just take trades in MT4 without having a broker attached to MT4? And Awesome. Okay. What are some of the brokers maybe we've recommended? By the way, we have no affiliation with any of these brokers. You cannot say Janey said this and that. We're just helping you out. You can always research your brokers and find a broker that works best for you. Okay, what are some of the IM Blaze brokers? You can either chat it or say, unmute yourself. Hugo's Way, correct. What other one?
Hugo's Way is a broker for MT4.
Trading View.
I don't use TradingView. That's interesting. I don't use TradingView, but I think it might be an option. I think it says Owanda or something. I don't know. I don't know that one for a fact. The ones I know, because there's so many, right? The ones I know are Hugo's Way and Osprey FX. Those are the only two I know. Okay. But again, there's so many options out there. Okay. Now we at least we know that. Thank you, Sam. I really appreciate that. Okay. So how do you take this trade? We are going, you see how now it says bullish here, right? Bullish is the same as a call. Bullish is the same as a call. It's the same as a buy. Bullish is the same as a call, is the same as a buy. Okay, this is going to make a lot of sense when you try to take the trade and you want to make sure you're taking the trade the right way. This trade is 5 minutes. Okay, now the zone action zones are these areas here, meaning that you can enter the trade here between 0.89636 and 0.89600, right? Anybody confused on that? Zone of action. You can type it in if you're confused, right? Type 2 if you're confused. Type 2 in the chat if you're confused. Type 1 if you're not confused. Some ones.
I don't know.
Perfect. Now, so now the zone of actions, we have that. Invalidation level is also known as a stop loss. Invalidation level is also known as a stop loss. Sometimes they just write SL. Easy. Okay. Why is there a stop loss? You're automating your trade to basically stop executing once it hits this zone, because it means it's going the wrong way. This is just it's just saving you from losing money. Okay. It means it's invalid if it's going the wrong way, because at the end of the day, even though the school is really, really good, trust me when I say that some of the trades are not going to go your way, because the market does shift. It changes direction on everybody. Doesn't mean that the technical analysis is incorrect. Okay. Now, the other thing is now we do need to know when to exit the market. You have exit 1, exit 2, and there's also exit 3 if they want to give you those exits. The exit is just basically in the normal trading world, it's called take profit. But they don't want to say that because once again, FTC regulations, right? So in exit 1, exit 2, exit 3. Exit 1 is less risky. Like if you're a moderate risker, you're going to use this exit 1. Mute yourself, please. Okay, so I am a very low risker. I always just use this number. Maybe I'm just a scary cat, but you can definitely use this number because you're risking more, you're staying more. Okay, invalidation line is just a stop loss where you enter the number to tell the trade, if you're going towards this line, if you're going towards that number, you're going the wrong direction, kill my trade, stop executing it. Okay, does that make sense, John?
Yes, it
John?
does.
Perfect, thank you. All right, so now how do we take this trade? Very easy. It's 5 minutes, right? We know the zone area is 0.89636 to 0.89600. Okay, so those are the areas. I know invalidation line level is 0.89473, and I know my take profit, also known as an exit, is 0.89739. Okay, so did I take all my numbers? So yeah, I took a stop loss, I took my entry zones. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share with you my MT4, right? How I'm gonna take this trade. So just bear with me, I'm gonna enter into a demo account and I'll show you. It's easy. Don't overthink this stuff, it's easy. All right, so now I'm gonna share my screen. I know when you look at it, the first time you're like, oh my goodness, what is happening? This is the easiest way of making money. Sign me up. Oh, I'm already signed up, never mind. Okay, so we know, what was the trade? What was it, AJ? ACAD, Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, okay? So we're gonna come here, we're gonna click here, we're gonna come here. I don't even think I have ACAD. Let's make an assumption it's AUD USD. Let's just make that assumption. I don't trade all the pairs just because they're not things that Kimberly was doing, but I might change that. Okay, now I'm gonna show you two ways. Watch this very closely. We're gonna make an assumption that this trade, you know, this might be a little bit of a problem. Let's just add, let me just add ACAD because it's not gonna make any sense number-wise. Hold on one second. Let me just add ACAD. Otherwise, it's not gonna make any sense when we're trying to take it because the numbers are off. Okay, now let's do this again very quickly. And this recording is available, by the way, so you can watch it on my YouTube. Just subscribe to my YouTube. It's the easiest way I know how to get you the information because all right. Okay, so now ACAD, right? Now we know that we're gonna, oh, that's interesting. They said 5 minutes. That's very interesting. They have 5 minutes on it. Okay, that one I don't know. I don't know why it has 5 minutes, but I can tell you for a fact that I know this number here is important. We're gonna share with you a video in order for you to learn the risk, right? The lower the number it is here, the better it is for you, okay? The lower the number, the better it is for you. The more the number, the more risk the more money you're drawing from your account, okay? So I normally like to do 0.05 or 0.10. I'm gonna share a video with you, just that way you learn what that means. Now, in validation line, this is where I'm gonna put in my number, okay? In validation line 89,473. Take profit is also known as exit zones. I'm gonna put 89,739, okay? We're making an assumption here. We're making an assumption that this trade is around the zone that we need it to be, okay? So the zone is 80.89636. Okay, how do I know the zone areas? I just come here. I look here, right? Zone of action. So I know it's bullish. Bullish is the same as the buy. Remember, that's important. Same as buy. Now, if we make an assumption that this number here, hold on. We're making an assumption that this number here is around 0.89600 or 0.89636. If that's correct, if you come here and those numbers are valid, the only thing you have to do is just click the, it's not gonna let us buy because the market has already moved away. Or did I mix this up? Hold on, 89,473. 89,473. It's such an old trade that it doesn't make sense in the system to take it. Okay, so 0.89636. Yeah, so because it's so much, the market has moved so much. You see how it's 0.89636, and here we're already at 0.9025. That's the reason why it's not gonna take the trade, because it doesn't make any logical sense. Okay, the market is already at 0.9025, and yet I'm telling it to take my profit at 0.89739. Doesn't make any logical sense. It's already gone. But the only thing you would have needed to do is just click the buy market. That's it. Okay. Now, any questions on that?
Can you say that again, please?
What?
So when when you have the stop, you enter the stop loss, which is the invalidation level, and the take profit. So once you enter those numbers, you hit you click on whatever the trade said, whether it said
A buy
or sell. Okay.
or a sell. Yeah.
Oh,
Easy. That's it. The only reason why I couldn't click this is because away from where it was when the trade came in. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay,
I
don't.
have a question.
Yeah.
The invalidation level. I understand that if it goes that direction, you can exit out by the stop loss. Do you have to wait for that number, or can you do the stop loss earlier?
Good question. For me, as soon as I see it in like I'm making money, I personally, sometimes I exit. I don't have to wait until all that. As soon as I make some money, I normally exit. It's up to you. You can exit. You can just say close and you're done. And then you take your money, you run away with it. So that's what I do. I don't even, sometimes, if I'm around my phone, of course, but sometimes I'm not around my phone. So obviously I just let it run. Okay. So I think there's a question here. And don't direct message me if you can, just put it on everyone. That way it's easier for me to see. You mean you can add it? Do we have the capability? That makes sense. Okay, you got it, John?
Yes, I do.
Okay, question. Can bullish be a sell at any time or will it always be a buy? Okay, can bullish be a sell at any time? Bullish, when you hear bullish, is you buying the market. It can never, if it moves away, obviously later on during the day, blah, 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 the strengths switch around. We can show you where to get all that data on, strength. Then yeah, it can change. But if they've evaluated a specific trade and they tell you this is a bullish, take it as a bullish. That's it. But then, of course, as the day goes, those currencies, they flip strength sometimes, and so now ACAD becomes a sell versus a buy. Awesome. And okay, any other question?
Yes, I'm sorry to interrupt. So the zero, see how when you had the MT4 open and you added the 0.5, where is that number coming from and what should it be? Like what determines that number? Or do we just put 0.5 like you did?
Oh, yeah. That, because of the fact that you need to understand what you're doing, I have to refer you to a video. Okay. I have to refer you to a video, yeah, because that determines how much money you're putting in. And it's important for you to understand, if I change that to 1, what am I doing? Okay. Okay. So essentially it's okay. So like right here, if you change this number to 1, you're doing a, why don't we just pull up the video? We're going to have to do swipe coin another day. Okay. Is anybody mad that we're going to have to do swipe coin another day? Because I want to show you, how to figure out like those. It's such an important thing. I'm glad you brought it up, because you want to know how much money you're putting into the market. If you change that number and you change it to 5, you're in trouble. I want to show you where to get that information, and I want you to go study. Okay, because I cannot advise you on how much money you can put in. Okay, so you just go to im.center. Okay. Once you go into im.center, what I found very useful for me, can you explain zone of action? Zone of action is just the entry point. Univet, it's just the entry point. So we made an assumption that that trade was in that zone, the zone that was 0.89636 to 0.89600. We made an assumption that it's there already. So it's basically that number where you need to enter the market. Does that make sense?
Yep, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so let's do this. It's important for you, if you really want to understand this stuff in detail, to go to the source, right? Okay, so you're going to go to im.center. Everybody has access. You're going to go to academies. And I'll show you where I found this stuff. I'm sure there's somewhere else, but I'll show you where I found them. So go into time-based trading, because that's what you're doing, time-based trading. And once you come here, you see this lot, pips, lots, and units. This is very important. In fact, if you're really thinking about trading beyond copy and paste, what I want to recommend is for you to literally go through the whole TBX Academy. It took me 2 hours. I sat down like back to school and I just listened to everything and I was taking notes. 2 hours. Because once you get to know it, nobody's taking that away from you. Okay. And the buffering right now. Okay, so this video is gonna pull up lots. They're called lots. Anne, is it Anne or Philo?
Yes, yep, that's me.
I get confused sometimes. Okay. So this video is gonna explain to you what that stuff is, which is important. All I know is I don't know why it's buffering. I don't know if it's my computer.
Pips, lots, and exchange rate is measured in pips. Pips are the universal unit of measure of the change of value of.
Yeah, so you know what video it is, right? So just come to 102, TBX 102. I'm going to show you how I got here, okay? So I came to Academies, okay? And let me just tell you, if you want to know this stuff and you want to know it very well, it's not a bad idea to go through this because then you know what you're doing, right? Yes, copy and paste is cool and you can make a lot of money that way. But then now if you want to start changing things, you want to know what you're doing, right? Buying and selling, understanding candlesticks, price action, consolidation. It's going to be gibberish in the beginning. Just write your questions. We have our #1 trader in the school is part of our team. You can come ask him on Saturday. Don't ask me. If it gets too complicated, I run. You'll just see the Zoom has ended. You're like, what? And then I'll say, oh, the internet disappeared on me. All right. So this is the source, but it's important for you to understand the lot sizes. Okay. All right. So that's our presentation today. I think next week, what we're going to do is we're going to do swipe coin and we take our time. I don't want to rush through swipe coin. Okay. Any other questions, you guys? Who's ready to make money? Nobody's ready to make money.
We are ready.
Awesome. Okay, you guys, so that's the presentation.
We're making fake money.
We're making fake money. Hey, that's where you start. I started there too. Okay, so I have a question here. Sorry, go ahead.
Thank you. This was very helpful.
You're welcome. I'm so glad you're here. All right. Okay, it says, how do you find a, okay, so Edith is asking, how do you find a broker? Brokers are like banks, right? So they're everywhere, but you gotta be careful which one you choose because not all of them are regulated. By the way, if you're looking for a regulated US broker, you want to use Nadex. Okay, I don't even know how to use Nadex because Nadex became a thing just the other day. I don't know how to use it, but if you're looking for a regulated broker, go use Nadex. That's a US-based broker. The rest of them are not in the US. And so, you know, just know that. Awesome. Thank you, Catherine. She was pulling her hair on your validation lines. Also, Kemri did another, we had a meeting with Kemri yesterday, so you can watch that video too. And oh, there is Carol. Carol, I have a question for you. We were looking at Iron Blaze and it had a 5 minutes on it. Like, what's up with that? What do you do with that?
On the Iron Blaze?
Yeah. Like if you look at, and you know what, Alice Early was actually saying that Haas also shows time sometimes.
Yeah, remember, I think Henry said that he doesn't really look at the expiration, the time.
I know what it is. Got it. Let me show it to you. When you're doing market execution, it gives you time. Thank you, Carol. Where have you been the whole 40 minutes? I was waiting for you. Okay, so check this out. If you're doing buy limits and sell limits and buy stops and sell stops, please don't ask me all this stuff because you need to go study. I only use buy limit and sell limit. Buy stop was explained yesterday by Kemry, but I have to go watch it again. I think he was saying about something like a bus stop, you know, it comes pick you up. I'm like, it was just too late yesterday to understand that stuff. So when you do buy limit, and this is so, I really didn't want to get into this, like it's so detailed. Okay. So, and this is going to be explained under the TBX curriculum that I just showed you. When you're using buy limit and sell limit is when you are basically programming your phone to take a trade for you, okay, in advance. Like the zone is not there. Like they give you a trade, the zone is not there, but you wanna make sure that when that zone shows up, then you're able to take that trade. To tell you the truth, I don't know what the 5 minute is. I really don't, because I was looking at this. I don't know if this is when you're using this and you put it for 5 minutes. I don't know. I don't know that. I have not seen that in the curriculum I was looking at. Oh, so it looks like Carol said something. Buy limit is for reversal. Buy stop is for continuation. Okay, you're gonna have to teach that class next week, Carol. Alrighty, that's my time tonight. Thank you so much for being here. I really truly appreciate you guys. I'm a teacher by heart. Beatrice is a teacher too, so soon she's gonna be teaching us. You guys are gonna be listening to Beatrice, you know. She's a teacher, and once she gets it, she gets it. You watch for that lady. And by the way, Beatrice was in my previous business, and we're so happy that a lot of us from there and coming here. She's a teacher, so soon she's gonna be teaching you guys. Me and Carol are just gonna be laying behind like this. Take it over, Beatrice. Alrighty, you guys. Good night. If you have anybody that wants to join IM Academy, we do have a call in 10 minutes. So I'm gonna just go sip some water. That way I can get ready for that meeting. Okay. Thank you so much, you guys. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Don't forget to type all your questions in Telegram. Please don't be shy. Don't be shy.